All right, let's do this. It is Monday, March 30th, 2026. Let's start with the S&P. So look, we had a positive start to the day, but those gains didn't last long. I mean, not great, right? We had a lower high, new cycle low, new multi-month low of 63.16. And yeah, there was a little bounce into the close. We recovered like half of the losses. We've done like 50 points to the low, closed down 25 points, 0.4. RSI is 27. We're oversold. There's no question about it. We have a little upside gap here to 64.70s. That looks probable. Um, I would still be keep in mind that typically the market would be inclined for a upside or kind of a holiday reversal. But look at the 50 day. The 50 day is now down to 68.02. Again, any kind of bounce. I mean, look, the 50 day is got to cross under the 200 day. Not this week, and probably not maybe until the following week, of the week of the 13th. Again, I actually specifically think April 13th could be a limit down day, if assuming Trump attacks um, April 11th to the 12th, market could be way down sub 6,000. And that'd be on the day that we get a death cross in the S&P. Not pretty. I mean, we're gonna get sporadic bounces. We could have a 2 day bounce maybe. And again, I also be quite clear. I do not believe that Trump is going to attack this coming Easter weekend. I think that's an absolute no. So, anyone who wants to go short equities or long oil, myself included, has got to wait until after the weekend. Anyway, moving on. I will say the VIX, yeah, the VIX actually closed down. So despite equities were down, VIX also closed down. So you're gonna think we could come down to maybe the 26s. Actually, there's a little gap here at around 25s. So yeah, we could come down to 25s by Thursday. Yeah. What day is that? 25th. Just want to check something. Yeah, there's a downside gap. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mark it on here in real time. Because if I don't do it now, when am I gonna do it? I'm gonna forget. It's only a tiny gap, but it is there. Market loves retracing to gaps. It's just one of those things. I'll stick it on a daily chart as well. All right. So, moving on, we'll cover, by the way, there's a few things coming to mind. I mean, look, actually, no, I'll try and save the S&P um, for the very end, the monthly charts, which merit attention. All right, Apple. Look, first day below the 200 day, so even this stock is now broken. It's the first daily close on the 200 day since August. Not great, huh? Archer Aviation. Just look at these stocks. This was $14. It's now $4.94. It's down about what? 70 odd percent. It's terrible. Let's fly through these. What is that? You know what that is, right? That's a bear flag. It's a bear flag. American Eagle, down a touch. First Majestic Silver, that's also a bear flag, down 5%. AMD, did it close on the 200 day? Not quite, but it's getting close, right? I mean, you think basic target is 150, 120, looks possible. Amazon, that's a black candle on support. That's bearish for early Tuesday. American Express, yeah, there was some strength in the financials today. American Express was up 1.8%. And yeah, today's candle is a little bit spiky, but that's because the main market was down. Yeah, I could see, note the upper Bollinger 310. I could see 310 Wednesday, Thursday, or next Monday. And that would be a viable short because all of this is arguably just there's no way this is gonna hold. We're going way down. Barrack, that's a bear flag. Bear flags all over the place. Bank of America up 0.5%. I will say today's candle's black, so pretty bearish early Tuesday. But we could bounce up to the 49s. I mean, that's possible. BlackRock fractionally high, but that's a black candle. Blackstone did better though. 3.3%. I mean, that's a pretty good gain there. So upper Bollinger target 115, which is where it got stuck last time. So $4 upside. Caterpillar got whacked 4%, bearish to the 200-day, probably 420. Is that 430 or so? Yeah. Miko down 1%. Carnival down 1%. Cleveland Cliffs break even, but that's a black candle. Coinbase down 0.2. Deck is up 1%. Spurious gain. Disney up 2%. Don't trust the gain. Energy Transfer, that's a new historic high. Bear Flag Endeavor. Ford, new cycle low. Freeport down almost 3%. That's a bearish engulfing candle for Freeport. Google down 0.3. That reminds me of Vail. Somebody asked me about that today. Vail settled up 7 cents. Better than the main market, right? But that is a black candle. That's not great. I got to think the 12s are going to be tested. Again, not immediately, but probably within April. Bearish the Vail. Home Depot up 0.5%, but again, that's a black candle. Heckler down 4%. Bearish engulfing candle. Well, borderline. Intel down 4.5%. Again, red gap 28 to 24 looks easy. It's a valid short trade here. You know, I should probably consider shorting at least one tech stock, but I don't know. Joby, another day, another low. JP Morgan up 0.3, but that's a black candle. KKR up 2.1%. Again, kind of like Blackstone, a little bit spiky, but Upper Bollinger offers 94s. I want to reshort this. Also note the 50-day coming down as be another wall of resistance soon. My target for KKR is $60. Kinder Morgan calling back. 2% bounce in Meta. I would note that the Friday did see a bounce, or not a very subtle bounce from key price threshold. MP Materials down 12%. Terrible. 45s, I think $30 is on the way. Microsoft up 0.6, but that's a black candle. Midterm bearish $200. Yes, I said 200. Micron down almost 10%, 321. My target is 239. And more broadly, there, 125-ish, 125, 130. Yep. And that's about another 65% or so down to go. Netflix, 0.5%. Nike earnings are due Tuesday after hours. Should be fine. I'm inclined to see a bounce. Basic target be maybe the 56s, 57s around here. I could see that before the Easter break. NVDA down 1.4, 165. Again, this is broken. Soft target 150. The more bearish will be looking for $100. I accept that's insane talk, but hey, I'm calling it. Ondas down 8, down 7%. Main market pressure. Oxy, new cycle high because of oil. That's a bear flag in Pan American. Palantir down almost 4%. 137 basic target is $100. And I would keep in mind the April 66s. It's possible. PayPal, zombie. Red Cat just been whacked with the main market. Transocean, that is a bearish engulfing candle. Rocket Lab, almost 6% down. Testing for 200 I do not expect it to hold. Basic target is around 40 to 37. That looks a pretty easy target within April. Tesla down 1.8%. You got to start to wonder. Clearly, red gap's going to be tagged soon. Below that, 273. And I would keep in mind the April 214s. That's a long way down. Okay. United Airlines down 3.6%. Uh, I'm wondering because this was a bear flag, right? And you can argue, well, look, it's playing out, right? I am gonna. This is a very vain hope. I am gonna hope because I want to short this. I was short this last. I was short last Wednesday there, and I got out there on the Thursday morning. It bounced and it dropped on Friday, and of course it's down again today. I'm gonna hope that there's some kind of secondary push upwards to maybe somewhere around at least 92, maybe. Maybe it'll just backtest trend around 92, 91, 90, 91-ish. But broadly, bearish to $70. $70 looks easy. And I would keep in mind the April 52s. That does look a threat. Fuel shortages are apparent already starting to occur. The European Union is suggesting people do not travel if they don't have to. This is very bearish for airlines. The setup is distinctly similar to the whole COVID lockdowns. I'm not kidding with that. I'm seeing other people starting to talk about that now. Bearish United. I want to short it, but I'm gonna wait. Black candle UPS, Exxon, near strike high. Today's candle's black, spiky, short-term bearish. Let's jump to gold on actually GLD on a daily. This is a mess. There's nothing good there. Failed gains. You can argue this is a bear flag. Broadly bearish. Silver fractionally higher, but look, black candle, bearish for Tuesday. And we're going to cover oil, and then we're going to we're going to go back to the S&P on a monthly chart. So commodity oil was up 324, which is 3.25%, 102.88. Today's candle is not black, but it's a doji candle, which you could argue it's maybe vulnerable to maybe a little bit of cooling again. Don't care about the weekly, the monthly candle. So look, we have one trading day left of the month, and oil's probably going to close somewhere around 100. Again, whether it's above or below, doesn't matter. We're going way up, aren't we? We're going to take out the 126 high. That's 20% up. In options land, that would double your position. All right? It would. So I want to be on this trade, but I'm not in a hurry ahead of Easter. Just have a quick look at USO for oil. Um, yeah, see last Wednesday I went long oil right there, sold early Thursday there, but I've missed out on this. But still, I had a good trade there. I can't complain. I'm not going to capture all the gains. I was hoping today's candle would settle black, but nope, didn't. Oil officially settled up 4.5%. There's no sign of a turn there, but on an hourly chart, we have a couple of downside gaps. We also have another one. I'm going to mark that one on as well. There's a purple. We'll add a purple gap. I accept these other gaps look a stretch. I mean, really. It's like how the hell are we to get down to here again? It's that one there, isn't it? There's no way the hell we're going to go back down to that one anymore. All right, the one chart I do want to end today with actually the maybe bond yields. I'm kind of curious. Actually, oh my God, I'm having all sorts of stuff to highlight that I'm kind of curious in. And the bond yields. generally going up across the board. Yeah, this just came to mind. Look, world markets. We have one trading day left of the month. Let's just go through. Let's go through all 10 of them quickly. Dow's down 7 point. Well, USA Dow 7.7%. Germany 10.8% down. Japan 11.8. Brazil 3.3. Russia ironically up because of oil. India down 11.5%. That is a horrible candle. That 10 MA, that 50 MA is not going to hold. You think, okay, next support is around 63. That's another 10% down. China's down 5.8%. South Africa 13%. Argentina actually spurious gain 8%. Can't trust that. Australia's down 8%. Not great. I mean, the collective of markets are just getting hit pretty hard. The one chart I do want to end today with is this. I see people out there talking about what they're buying. I'm like, what the hell are you thinking? Bill Ackman came out this morning suggesting that it's a good time to buy stocks, or they had Mike, some other guy, whoever his name was, forget his name, the Morgan Stanley guy, Mike somebody, but also suggesting that all the correction is over. I'm like, really? Really? Look at this candle. This is what matters. This is what matters. With 1 day left on the month, S&P's down 535 points, 7.8%. We're clearly gonna get a close under the 10 MA. The last time that happened was last March. You see what happened in April? Smash. Massive down candle. So what are we looking at in April? Bam. 50. I mean, look, I've kind of got trend here. What Bollinger's around low Bollinger's 52.90. That'll be 5,300 or so as of Wednesday. So we could go down to 5,300. We could still go down another 1,000 points in April. And that would still not take out the April low. It doesn't take out the Bollinger, it doesn't take out the 50 MA. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a drop down to here in April. Note that momentum is turned negative, is sustainably negative. It's going to be down here. In fact, we haven't had momentum. As of April the 1st, momentum will be somewhere probably here. We haven't had momentum that low since late 22. But yeah, I mean, I just can't believe people are buying right now. It's like, what the hell are you thinking? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen in April? Do you think somehow we're going to magically um, just start going up now and just keep going up into the summer and take out? I know there are people out there who think we're going to take out 7,002. I'm like, you guys are insane. We're going down. We're going down. Again, it doesn't. Again, I'm short-term bullish for into Easter, maybe even a bit of next week. But my God, and you can even see on this chart, right? Look at last March. We had a little spike off the low and a little teeny bit of upside early April, and then we rolled down again. Massive resistance is now around 66.30s. There's no way we're going above that. We're going down. So I'm looking for a decent short side entry and also to be long oil. But there's no hurry. It's Easter week. Generally, I wouldn't trade in Easter week. It's, hell, again, before you know it, it's going to be Thursday afternoon. And then it's a 3-day break. So I think a lot of people, arguably the smarter people, are just going to sit back and do nothing until Monday, at least. But yeah, we'll leave it there. Interesting day. Yeah, bearish March. Good night.